Yes, we're definitely going live right now. So let's wait until we get indicators that we're actually live. It says, yeah, I think we are, but I'm not 100% sure now.
And I don't see your screen share.
Yeah, I'm gonna push that to you in just a second. You don't have it? I thought I sent it.
You did, but it's like off or something now. Like you're
Okay,
not
you
on
are definitely live.
Oh my God. I'm just trying to see the screen share.
I'm gonna help you with that. So we're gonna get the chat going, and then I think we are live. Content.
Oh, we have some viewers. Hi, everybody. Give me just 1 second. We're at it again. We're a little bit not perfect yet. We're gonna get there. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. We have quite a show jam-packed for you guys, and we have clips that actually are going to work. So I don't see you on here. I'm trying to connect to ID10T right now. It's a little rough start. Okay, hey, everybody. Okay, the chats are beginning. I want to include you. Let's see.
All right.
Howdy from Dallas, Texas. Howdy. Connecticut. I love all the great patriots that are joining us. Wow, you guys crack me up.
Oh, Mary with a super chat of $19.99.
What? It's right out of the gate. Thank you so much, Mary.
Okay.
That's fantastic support. What is your question, Mary? Let me answer it
Okay,
now.
everybody, just hold on for 1 second. I'm gonna hide the gunner's wife, and I'm gonna do some stuff real quick. So just hang in there.
They're not gonna hold on. They're
They
going.
will. They will. They're gonna totally. They're totally gonna wait. Okay, gunner's wife, you should be able to pull that up now.
Oh, I see.
And I'm gonna bring you back in. There she is. She's back. Hello. Okay, everybody.
I should have started. Sorry, guys.
Here we are now, finally. Season 1, episode 1 of Live with the Gunner's Wife.
Oh, gosh.
Thank you very much, Mary, for the super chat. We are going to try to we're gonna try to do what we thought we were gonna do.
I think I saw Northern Ireland.
Oh no.
Canada, Pennsylvania. My gosh, you guys are the best.
We've got
Michigan.
Kelly,
Florida.
aka Silly Leck, sent a super chat, said, "Love you and God bless you."
God bless you, Kelly. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I appreciate that very much. Wonderful to see all of you guys. Yes, my mug. Well, I needed water because so I thought I might as well put it in my Trump's a time traveler mug and show that off. New Zealand. A shapeshifter behind me. Oh, let's talk. Oh, yeah. So this is the clip that we were talking about last time where HRC busts into the top secretive lizard, and they're scrambling to try to cover her up. And then actually I did catch the audio of a guy. He's like, he kind of has a foreign accent. I can't really tell what it is, but he's like, she's a reptilian. She's a reptilian. He says it a couple times, and it's very clear because I was telling you how I caught all their audio of them freaking out when she does it. And she gets all ticked off too. It's nuts. Watch her blink. Watch it blink. That's a freaking lizard. What is that?
Definitely something. Okay, so let's take a look at just some of what everybody's saying right off the rip.
Okay.
So we've got people from California, Georgia, Illinois, Stella Coombe, Washington. Aloha, says True Seeker, maybe in Hawaii. Charlotte, North Carolina says hello.
I don't think HRC's.
Oh my God, Link was 404. Oh no. Oh my god, I was waiting for this. Is HRC dead? Is this for real? RL Doyle, this is for real. Kelly from Ohio, a super chatter.
Where's Hillary? She's probably in the basement with her shredders in the White House.
Montreal, Canada. Trump 1 says, hi from Ohio.
The Grinch. It does look like the Grinch. You're right, Ginger L. It totally looks like the Grinch. That's like one of those, did Hollywood know something and were they preparing us for the expose of truth? Yes, totally look like the Grinch.
Okay, everybody, I'm gonna put it out there to chat. I would like you to tell me if the Gunner's wife's volume is good, if ID10T's volume is good, and if you hear background music. And if you can let me know, then we're gonna step off smartly and do the show.
From Antarctica.
Aussie woman with a super chat. Hello from Australia, the Gunner's wife, says Aussie woman.
Hello from down under. So cool. Gosh, what are the spiders like there? I've seen some stuff. They look really creepy.
Everybody says 5x5. That means it's all good. All right.
Oh, I found out what the 5-5 is.
Okay, so, Deanne says it's all good. Thank you, Diana.
Do you guys want me to tell you? Want me to tell you one of the meanings of 5-5? I thought it was really cool. Somebody special sent me a meme. I don't have it prepared, but basically it's the image of like God's hands with the world and like doves flying around. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, 5-5. Like, we're in God's hands. Like the whole world, you know, he's got the whole world in his hands, that song that you sing in Sunday school. So I thought 5-5. And then there's a lot of 10 references with everything going on. Like 10 is one of the favorite numbers for Trump and his rallies and stuff. So I thought that was really cool.
Okay, everybody. Well, what we're going to do is we are going to start out. I think, Gunner's wife, you wanted to update us on where we were left off from the last episode, and then talk about maybe that footage that you had behind you. And then we're going to roll into talking about Zuckerberg whenever you're ready.
Okay, so as a recap, this is the big footage that I had stumbled on, and I put it in the Epstein Island as a trap proof. I snuck it in there a couple times, and it's just it's wild. So I thought you might want to see it for those who weren't able to go back and find it. This is probably the best footage I've come across, maybe even the only one that I've ever seen of somebody like straight up energy shifting. And, you know, I don't think it's coincidental that everybody's freaking out about it, but there she is. And then, you know, we see a lot of isolates and stuff, but not quite ever busting open into a lizard. Now, yeah.
I was going to say, K. Marie is asking, how do we know that it's not edited?
Oh, we know. That's where I found it, and where it was, where I found it when I was researching is source is, believe me, they would not have put this out if it's like some clerk somewhere posted it for a governmental department, and I just don't think that it went through the proper security channels before it got up. And so when I found it, I was like, what the heck? And there, I told you that I can hear them saying, you know, get it to Paramount. Can we lag the feed? She's a reptilian. Like, it's top secretive. So all those coincidental comments would be that, I mean, no, that's it. That's an energy shapeshift right there. That's what it is. So, I mean, there are actually some killer people on YouTube that actually catch a lot of these news clips that you could see. It's almost like an aura is created around them. Now, sometimes digitally that can happen, but this one was a straight up. She like popped in and like. I've never seen anything like that. There it is. Boom.
Well, Gunner's wife, if you're ready, I know that last episode during the pilot episode, we had some issues getting the Zuckerberg lip read clip going. And I almost got fired. So we're gonna
before we go to that, can you just loop that speaking of lizards, that Philip eye slit?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get that up in right now.
Yeah. So we caught Hillary's eye slit at the Diana funeral. And there's that, right? So you watch her slit go by. Now this is old 80s footage, so the fact that I saw it, I was like, what? Now watch this guy. This is Philip, the Queen's husband. He knows it's coming. He knows it's coming. Now I'll zoom into it. Watch this. Here he goes. He's like, oh no, the lizard's coming. The snake is popping. There it is.
That's the craziest thing. Look at those slits. How do they do that?
I don't know, but that's like you could see it on the screen left eye real bad.
You know, it's really wild, right? Like until you see something like this and actually see it, it's impossible to believe. And then even after you see it, it's so strange. It's right, like your mind is like, I don't know how to handle this information.
I'd like to see the Jenna Bush had a Rocka party said Jenna Bush had a crazy shapeshift. Of course. I mean, this is total snakeism. That's what this is. That is their lowercase with a G God. That is their soul's energy. That's the driving force, and it's snakeism. That's what that ugly green thing. I think that's it. That's the devil, I think. Ugh.
Hey, let's give a shout out. Let's give a shout out to Rose, who just subscribed to the channel on the live stream. Thank you very much, Rose.
Hey, Rose. Welcome. What did I see? Hello. What did you see? Just some, general snake slit pupils that he's trying to force back with some hard blinks.
Yeah, like he probably feels it coming and he's trying to like smash his eyes shut.
Yeah. So if I was going to reenact it, it's coming, right? I've seen George W. He's done it too, where he starts to force his eyes all closed real hard, and they look down. They instantly look down because they know that. It's so crazy. Why is the media covering for these freaks? Because somebody had the wherewithal to classify these things, these entities, as top secret. So all these people bound by classifications and NDAs. When you work for a media company, you sign NDAs that you're not going to talk about the inside dealings. So I'm not bound by any of that. So I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't have that, like, this is classified. Too bad. This is like source footage, public source footage. There it is. No classification here. Not on the Gunner's Life. Nope.
The Gunner's Life will always let the information out. Well, that's pretty wild, and I know that there's going to be more reveals from you on, or at least proofs showing eyes changing. But
yeah, that was the Queen's husband, Philip. Yes, no fanatic. Sorry, ID10T. I like the chats. These people are cool.
Yeah, well, we can take this live stream any direction that you want, TGW.
All right.
So.
Okay, well, we can go back because you're going to guide the ship. So we can go back and get back on track because otherwise we'll be here all day.
Well, Leslie Renee says, "Love you, Gunner's wife." Heart, kissy heart, I heart emojis.
Right back at you, sister.
So this is an interesting question, right? Like, Mary S says, "Are reptilians aliens or demons?"
Diane Kerr is also asking this. So, okay, this is a little leap in the reveal of information because, believe it or not, I actually have a planned sort of reveal timeline, because if you unload the craziest stuff at the bottom of the rabbit hole, you're gonna lose all kinds of normal people in between. And believe it or not, I like to stick to I like being normal. I really do. And I kind of used to like being asleep because things were so much more normal. But now that it's completely spun off the rails, like, I'm trying to go back and follow how I arrived in being awakened and aware of certain, what sounds like off the wall realities. So one of the things with the aliens, now I do think that there are different types of beings that are outside of our planet, but I think that there's a stranglehold around our planet and inside the planet, and it's that energetic sort of evil. But in one of my researches, I've heard the Greys be referred to as the Grey reptilians. So I believe that they are actually an AI being. They don't have any. ID10T made this point. They don't have any genitalia or reproductive, sort of obvious stuff. And so that would tell you that they have to be. Now, this is the only time where I think that, I would be willing to entertain the clone theory and go down that way, is that I think that those things are some kind of an AI-driven conscious clone deal hive, and they are basically the evil's projection of energy and frequency into this planet, and that it's an extended arm. That's why social media is so, oh gosh, and the stuff that we're seeing, the programming coming out of studios, television and feature studios, is just it's all like kind of evil, and it's like an AI driven deal. And so I think that the Greys particularly might be a gray reptilian extendo creature thing. That's, yeah.
Got a lot of good questions in the chat. I don't know if you want to grab any of those. Just let me know when you're ready to progress.
Let's see. The Bush funeral letters. I didn't prepare a clip, but it was on my mind, and I think that the next time I'm going to give you a little hit of a lip read on that to get you nice and back into that mind frame. But that's for next episode, so I'll get that ready. Thank you for bringing that up. I lost their name. I need to read the name of the people that are putting this.
Well, let's start out with Linda Hill wants to know, how is it that you don't get knocked off of YouTube with this stuff going on?
Probably because I code everything, and so if you've watched me from the beginning, you understand kind of the language that we've created for ourselves here. I do use a lot of graphic imagery, and then I also do a lot of coding. And one of the ways that you can get around that is there are plenty of people who are well aware of how I do things and speak that language and understand it. And those are some really good go-to sources that try to help people through the comments, or they'll answer questions. I see a lot of people helping get the message out, but it has to be, a lot of times it has to be coded. And so I don't talk about a lot of subjects or get involved with a lot of people who we see now that they've gone away. And I'm so glad I did not get wrapped up into that BS, because there was a lot of Just so many bad actors, so much disinfo on purpose, just really conniving, you know, not just bad actors. There are a lot. So we keep it, you know, we run a excuse me, a tight ship here, and I'm very aware and careful about everything that I say, because again, I'm trying to bring in a larger, more normal, logic-based kind of unveiling. So in order to do that, you've got to always keep your feet on the ground in evidence, and that's what we do here. We are not out in, you know, crazy la la land without evidence.
Well, I just want to do 2 shout-outs really quick. We got Blondie and David Leclerc who just subscribed to the channel, so welcome aboard and thank you.
Welcome.
Let's see. Blondie does say, don't really want to go back to sleep per se. I just wish I could wake up from this nightmare. I love you, Gunner's wife.
Thank you. We're gonna wake up and I think the reason that these things, I actually caught the Queen saying it. She says there's no pushback, and they wonder why the human condition is suffering. There's no pushback. We'll just freaking go along with it all. That's why, because there's not enough like expose where we're like, hey, did you see that, or what? This isn't adding up, and so that's what I'm saying is the pushback is the awareness, being able to bring truth, and then you go back to, you know, big tech and the controls that they have on that, and that they're the suppression and all that. And so we're dealing with kind of a very challenging wall that we have in front of us, that we're all, you know, you try to reach out to people and like you'll get like an algo suppression, so that, you know, like I'll post a video and nobody gets a notification even though they're signed up for it. And this is, I've watched a slow incremental tamp down of my reach. And normally after 3-4 years, people have grown. Like when you become like a household, you know, you're putting out household proofs that people are talking about, you would think that your reach would grow. That's not what happens with specifically me. And then you see what happened with, you know, a former president. Like the guy is just like totally stamped out. So we're dealing with being able to wake people up on a large enough scale to where people are starting to say, hey, wait a minute, that doesn't add up, that doesn't make sense. But we're being blocked from being able to do that. You haven't seen me in a while. I've been posting and stuff. That's what I'm talking about, like old-fashioned to heart. Like if I'm putting stuff, you know, and people aren't seeing it, I'm still here. Hello, can anyone hear me? Oh, the royal family. Yes, Aussie woman. Yes, people, they want to hope so much for things to be good, don't they?
Let's see. Oh man, the chat's going so fast. Oh, important announcement, everybody. We just broke the 500 live viewers benchmark. So
yes,
that's pretty
awesome.
awesome.
Thank you for tuning in and being here, you guys. We're gonna have so much fun doing these shows. We're a little bit better this time, so it's exciting. It's only gonna go up from here. Thank you so much for being here. Yay!
Oh no, Linda Hill says she never gets notifications. Just go back and double check those. It's a constant battle.
Yeah. What can I do? Just keep going. I'm not gonna quit.
Okay.
Sometimes I want to, but I don't.
Mr. Mustache, are you real? Is the question. What is real?
What is real?
What is really real? I don't even know. Hey, big shout out to Mary Mary with a 1999 super chat. Any idea why Elon Musk bought Twitter? I don't trust him. Check out his background, she says. What do you say to that?
Yes, Mary Mary. Thank you for that contribution, and thank you for your contribution in the discussion. I appreciate that question because we're going to go over a couple things with Elon today that we've prepared. But when when people are talking about AI, they act like it's this inevitable front that we're facing, like the wave's going to come crashing on us, like there's no choice. Well, who's running the AI, man? Like, if it's big tech, we know that's not good. If it's, we see what was it, Jack? I mean, yeah, okay, Jack Dorsey was like a puppet. He was placed. He's probably intelligence or something. So, but what he did with Twitter is so bad. And then I just saw Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey doing a live chat like a couple nights ago together. And then I guess Elon Musk was fired from PayPal a while back. So these guys have been running in the same circles. Now I get it. If you work in big tech, you're going to know all. I mean, that starts out small and you know everybody by the end of the growth. But why are you doing a live chat with the guy who totally censored everybody? And then you're gonna buy Twitter and your buddy is Jack Dorsey, and then I mean, I'm actually kicked off Twitter right this moment because I won't delete a post that I put. Like, I'm thinking about it because it was just a test to see if I could post truth, and I immediately got blocked off Twitter for their 12-hour punishment, and I have to delete it for the 12-hour clock to start. But I don't think I trust him either. And we're going to show you a couple clips, and it's an interesting discussion. Who trusts Elon? Do you guys trust Elon, or you don't trust Elon? Or do you need more information? Because we're going to be watching this guy for sure.
Yeah, that would be an interesting poll. I don't know how to do that. Maybe I'll figure it out. But to be able to figure out whether or not we trust Elon. We do have some Elon stuff to talk about today, but why don't we roll the clip of Zuckerberg when he's getting questioned about how he's handling Facebook.
Okay, that sounds very good.
All right, so give me a second to get it loaded up.
I'm a rebel.
Big shout out to Mary Mary with a 1999 super chat. Wait a minute. That already happened.
That's
old news.
Lizard breath.
That's old news. All right, we're going to talk about Mark Zuckerberg here, and I'm going to roll this with audio, TGW.
Okay.
Mr. Zuckerberg, does Facebook consider itself a neutral public forum?
Senator, we consider ourselves to be a platform for all ideas.
It's just a simple question. The predicate for Section 230 immunity under the CDA is that you are a neutral public forum. Do you consider yourself a neutral public forum, or are you engaged in political speech, which is your right under the First Amendment?
Well, Senator, our goal is certainly not to engage in political speech. I'm not that familiar with the specific legal language of the law that you speak to, so I would need to follow up with you on that. I'm just trying to lay out how broadly I think about this.
Well, Mr. Zuckerberg, I will say there are a great many Americans who I think are deeply concerned that Facebook and other tech companies are engaged in a pervasive pattern of bias and political censorship. There have been numerous instances with Facebook. In May of 2016, Gizmodo reported that Facebook had purposely and routinely suppressed conservative stories from trending news, including stories about CPAC, including stories about Mitt Romney, including stories about the Lois Lerner IRS scandal, including stories about Glenn Beck. In addition to that, Facebook has initially shut down the Chick-fil-A Appreciation Day page, has blocked a post of a Fox News reporter, has blocked over 24 Catholic pages.
That's where he says, "You bet I did,"
blocked
under his breath. And then you'll watch him at the end of the clip, and then he's like, "Oh, we try not to be. I try to root it out of my company," but he's actually the guy that says, "You bet I censored them." And then we see that he paid for all the drop boxes and all that stuff. So, I mean, who are these people kidding? Is he not under oath? Like, how did he get away with lying like that?
Well, I don't know. But Cheryl Kalura says Mark Cyborg sounds like a robot. I can confirm, being a robot myself, he does, in fact, sound like a robot.
Takes one to know one. Mark is a reptilian. Have you guys seen the clip where someone actually asks him on a live chat and he reads it? And he's like, ha ha ha. Because his laugh is so fake. And he's like, ha ha ha. No, I can say that I am not a lizard. And it's like, is he one of the gray reptilians? That they should have been more specific. Are you a gray AI reptilian, Mark? See what he says. He'd probably be in his metaverse being like, no, and I don't censor.
Woman on Thin Ice says he is no human, and it, I wonder how many people out there look like humans, but they're not.
Well, we see the lizards. They're, so what is it? Is it the soul's energy that makes you a different kind of being? Is it being tapped into an artificial intelligence? Because I can tell you that chip that they're talking about putting to integrate humans as more cyborgish and the network links and stuff, I can tell you for a fact that AI has, or Elon has that thing. He's that intelligence, because I caught him speaking under his breath at super warp speed, and that only AI really does that, unless he's like so autistic he's off the charts of being able to calculate so fast. Because I know autism, like, that's like it's the most incredible thing. It's like a super gift in a lot of ways, is that you can calculate everything so freaking fast. You watch Elon Musk, he's either already integrated with AI and the thoughts, how fast he goes, or he's hyper super autistic.
So, I mean, it begs the question, right? Like, what makes a human? Is it like just the fact that you have like a body of flesh, or is it what's going on inside your heart? But there's definitely people out there that may look like humans, but I'm not so sure. I mean, I'm not a human, so whatever. So let's transition over to this video talking about Zuckerberg and censorship. You provided this this proof for us, and I'm gonna go ahead and roll the audio on it.
Okay.
Would become full-time.
Okay, I added some silly graphics. Here she goes. This is lip read.
My whole job is I will find and I'll censor your bad ideas, and I'll make sure you're censored.
So this girl, I don't know if you guys know who she is. Her creepy eyes. She is Beatrice. She is one of Fergie's two daughters. And her dad, you saw her there with Weinstein on the carpet of Hollywood, because her mom's very involved with Hollywood. Her dad is Prince Andrew. Her grandma is Queen Elizabeth Breath. And she is, her and her sister went out and got like what seemingly would be normal, you would like to think, they'd like you to think normal jobs. However, what she does is she just admitted that she is running filters on social media. Her job is to find things that she doesn't want you saying online, and she'll censor it. That's what her little company does that I guess that she works for. You'd have to do your own research, see where she works, see who they're affiliated with, because a lot of these social media companies will hire on a third party to be like, hey, you're going to do this. You're going to be our bot generator. You're going to be our filter of help us, run an AI to find this particular topic, and we're going to get rid of it. So she's involved in big tech censorship, and she's admitting right there that her job is to find and censor your bad ideas.
Well, a couple special announcements, Gunner's wife. One, we have now broken the 600 concurrent viewers threshold. That is crazy. Also, I would like to give a big shout out to Teresa, who tipped $13.37. Says, love what you're doing here, and just take a quick moment to make the distinction between super chatting and tipping. Super chats, actually, YouTube gets like half that revenue, which is fine. But tipping, all of it goes to the gunner's wife.
Every bit of contribution. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. David Icky is a... I don't know that. I'd like to see more of what you have to bring to the table on that, because I can tell you when I first stumbled across a lot of the footage that I was just freaking shocked. I remember I used to say, dude, cannot believe this is now something that I can confirm, like the lizard thing. Come on. So I can tell you that a lot of stuff that guy Icky talks about it blew my mind, and he was talking about it back in the 80s, and I was like, oh my gosh, I would have always dismissed this guy. A lot of what he's saying, he's right. Now I can tell you there are some people that I'm like, I watch them and I'm like, you know what, this is total disinfo. So, but I haven't seen some more of his newer comments, and I don't follow David Icky, but he was right about the Royals, guys. So you got to give people credit where it's due. He was totally right. And the way that they're shifting and why and when, dude, it's dark times. We're going to get there. I'm going to talk about in a progression of reveal. We're going to get there, but I'm not going to drop that hot potato on normal people. They're not ready. We're going to get them ready.
A big shout out to Ormus Book, who sent a $5 super chat with no comment. Thank you very much,
Awesome.
Ormus, for contributing.
Thank you. Just let David get big. David Icky's right. I love David Icky. Who is snaking? Well, we say that as one of our code words. So kind of sounds like look at the picture of Beatrice right now on the screen. She kind of looked like she was in hell. It's that thing in hell. It's that yucky demon guy. It's the head demon. I don't like to say his name. He likes his name said, that's why. I'm not going to say it. Ew. Kofefi. Kofefi. What do you guys think Kofefi means? It's covert, or maybe it's the thing we can't talk about right now.
Big shout out to Tough Emblem, who sent a 1999 super chat. Thank you so much, Tough Emblem.
Thank you, Tough Emblem.
Let's see. We got a lot of different opinions on David Icky, or David Icke. I don't know how to say it, but a lot of different opinions on that. So I'm going to go ahead and run this clip with audio of the Queen and a little girl. And why don't you explain that to us, TGW?
Oh, well, speaking of super predators, with Beatrice's dad, you know, what happened with Epstein? Watch how the Queen turns into a monster when she's looking at this little kid. She can't even contain herself. Here she goes. You see the energetic. I'm going to zoom in some more, and I slowed it way down because you can see, watch her eyes. They become super round and a gigantic bubbly slit. And her teeth too. It's just a very creepy face. How an old lady like that goes from... And watch this guy's eyes. This is a guard that the Queen has always trailing her. Watch his eyes. They don't slit, they just go like zombie. Whoa, there it is. There's the people back. Oh, you would have to turn that up if they were going to hear that actual audio. So the audio that was picked up, it says, we're sick of the human babies.
We'll get to that part here real quick. That's
okay.
I think that's at the very beginning. So we're going to rerun that.
Okay. So these people hate everything good.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And they're super creepy.
Yeah, they're like monsters, man. Like, there's something going on. If you guys watch the eyes of these people, it's always like this. The eyes are the window to the soul.
So you had put a question out to the chat. Denise Zerbia says, Kofefi means in the end we win in biblical terms. Look up the Kofefi Act. It says Trump's an absolute genius. Oh, it's a House resolution. Is that what that is?
I don't know. So a lot of times, so we have to be really careful in the feed because we don't, the discussion's one thing, but to say something so definitive and then it starts to go into like where's the source of that. So we just have to always kind of double check our sources and stuff. So I know Trump says a lot of things that mean multiple meanings and layered meanings, like the 5-5, right? Like who would have thought, it could also mean the whole world in his hands. So yeah, I mean, what does it mean to people? I think we're not totally, it doesn't just mean one thing, I don't think. So there's probably a lot of input into what that possibly means. And so it's curious of all the things that it refers to.
Well, let me let you know, just to make it awkward, Gunner's wife, you've now broken 700 live viewers.
Is that awkward or awesome?
It's awesome.
So everybody has an input on Kofefi Arabic for stand. That's very interesting. I keep getting a black dot in my eye. Guys, I don't have lizard eyes. Oh, see it?
Yeah, I think that's something we can...
D10T?
Yeah, sorry.
See the top there? Guys, my eyes are not... The lizard slit is not in the white of the eye. Kofefi is where you are now, face.
Looks
west.
like we have got a super sticker from Grizel for a $4.99 with a good job. Thank you so much, Grizel, with the super sticker.
Thank you. Cute American ears and face and emoji. Emoji gif. Johnny Depp. Ugh.
Yeah, he's got some stuff going on right now. So,
why? I had to go. Sorry, I had to go through and say I'm not interested in all the spam clips on their thing. Like I'm not interested in that. I wanted to watch the Ghislaine. I don't want to watch Johnny Depp. But I didn't get Ghislaine. I got Johnny Depp, and I don't want to watch that. So.
All right. Have you heard about the metaverse, Gunner's wife? What do you know about the metaverse?
I watched the movie Matrix. I think that was a metaverse, and then they all tried to unplug desperately, right?
Well, I think the metaverse is this new thing that's coming out. And I did some research, right? So like Wired Magazine's got this article, and I want to just call out a couple things on it. Oh, another super chat from Tough Emblem for $19.99. Thank you so much. So like nobody really, I mean, we're talking metaverse, but I think what this Wired article does is it explains that basically the metaverse means cyberspace, right? So it's like another dimension or another reality that exists like in real time, but it's not real, right? And so, but what they really complain about, if you go down further in this article, they're complaining that the interface is like really clunky, right? So you want to be in the metaverse, you want to plug in to this like dimension, this alternate reality, but it's really difficult to connect to it. And then
I don't want to plug into that.
Yeah, well, Zuckerberg wants you to plug into that, and we'll talk about that in a minute.
I don't want to plug into it.
What would that be like for you if you were plugged into a metaverse? What would that be like?
It's like being on Twitter, right? It's all like manipulated.
Meta meaning is death, says Victoria Heaton. Goggles are going to melt onto the faces. Has anybody been into the metaverse yet?
Every time you log onto Facebook. He's the guy too. That's so crazy. Zuckerborg. Someone said that last week. Is the guy who's controlling the metaverse. His company, he changed it to Meta, and the name is Meta, and he's like into the like whole advancement of a super reality. It's like they already try to manipulate reality and it's not working. Like everybody's like, oh, this is fake.
Would you like to see something creepy with Zuckerberg talking about the metaverse?
Sure.
We're going to talk about the metaverse, starting with the most important experience of all, connecting with people.
Mary.
Hey, and welcome to Connect.
So the creepy thing, before we get to that, Mary, thank you so much for a $49.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Mary. You're amazing. So Zuckerberg wants to connect people, and the way he wants to do it is in the metaverse.
He'll get away with it too, right? Like, dude. Can these people go away? Who are like the 5 people running everything we don't even elect? Go away.
Leslie Renee, I love the Gunner's wife voices. Yeah, she is super talented. For sure.
I like cartoons. I mean, I like cartoons so much. I went into it as a profession.
Okay, Mags McGargyle, are you talking about Zuckerberg or are you talking about David Icke being an advocate?
And he's a blue smurf. That's hilarious.
Who said that?
Kia says he's a blue smurf. Definitely. I think so.
Adam Stein Primetime said he was assaulted in the meta. How can you be assaulted in the metaverse?
That would be cool to watch, though. Could you imagine a clip of that? They're like, pow! You could have, like, the special effect.
Oh my, another super chat from Tough Emblem, 1999. Thank you very much.
Tough Emblem. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Nothing better to do. Well, the deal is, it's the derailing of humanity, right? Is that their miserable existence of worshiping misery is that they're so mad. It must bother them so much that we like concerts and cool cars and, you know, great food and friends and family, and it just bothers them. They can't stand it because they want everyone as miserable as them, because if we're not, how does their, you know, the lowercase g god rule? I mean, the guy thrives on negativity, sadness, you know, violence and lies and darkness. So they're so mad that we don't like to exist in that.
Hey, quick update, Gunner's wife. I want to make a big shout out to Jeremy Liberty, who tipped $25. Keep up the good work. We are with you. And
wow, guys.
Whistler's wife, another wife, tipped
cool.
$4.20, saying,
love the wives.
Have you looked at Nina Jankowicz, head of the DHS Ministry of Truth?
I think a lot of people are dissecting her right now, and that's good, right? But it's like it just doesn't matter what we find out and what we say and what comes to light on this stuff. They're just such a mafia, man. It's like I'm starting to look at the secret societies thing as the kind of a problem that JFK even said, like, there's no place for this stuff in our world, where they're going behind closed meetings and they're conjuring up all these like plans for us and then implementing it through their disgusting network. It's like poison ivy, and we're all infected. We're all like, dude, why is life so controlled and we cannot seem to stop? and then you see the clamp down on everybody, and you're like, I can't even have a voice, man. It's like, I don't know. Do we have a problem, guys?
I just want to highlight a comment that was really good from Pest53 says, Gunner's wife, I think you have the potential to be as influential in your arena as Linda Moulton Howe was in hers. Love the stream. Carry on. That is a great compliment. Thank you very much.
It's a great compliment. I really like Linda Moulton Howe. We actually watch her. She's good. Of those, excuse me, of those alien people that are talking about all that stuff, I really respect and like her work. Thank you. And I like George Norrie too. He's an old favorite of mine. I really like George Norrie.
Big shout out to Anonymous with a $35 tip. Thank you guys, says Anonymous.
I don't even know what to say. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you.
It really is remarkable, the outpouring of support from your fans, Gunner's wife.
Just in Miami Federal Court, says KP Dad. So what do we have next in line?
Okay.
Mr. ID10T.
So we're going to transition over to the first topic that everybody's talking about. We're going to get into the Elon Musk, right? But before we do, we're going to talk a little bit about artificial intelligence. So I've got a article here that I wanted to bring to your attention. So this guy, Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, is in charge of the defense or United States. And what he says, it was kind of interesting. I went through this article. He says that the Pentagon has more than 600 AI projects in the works, significantly more than a year ago. And of course, this comes from military.com. So that made me a little bit kind of like freaked out about it. And then the other thing that I did notice is that they are also worried, and I may have lost it, but what he basically says is that they are ready at any moment, if they stop behaving the way they think they should, to pull the plug on them. And if that doesn't get you nervous, I don't know what does.
How do you pull the plug on AI? I mean, Elon Musk says it's exponentially improving itself and outsmarting itself. So at some point, it's like all those sci-fi movies where it's like, you're like, stop, pull the plug. And they're like, nope. I don't know. It just sounds crazy. It sounds crazy that we're just ushering this in all fast after so much questionable stuff in the world that's getting jammed down our throats that we're not even willing to swallow what we're being fed. So how are we rushing straight into AI control of total reality manipulation and total Beatrice is going to scour us and find us and crush all our bad ideas because they're bad to her. So is truth a bad idea? Yes,
I mean, that
to them.
that really is. Oh, wait, breaking news. Big shout out to Linda Finley with a $15 tip, Gunner's wife.
Linda Finley, thank you.
So I'm going to kind of move this forward a little bit. So you're talking about the dangers of AI, and I've got the king of AI right here, Elon Musk, talking about the dangers of AI. And I'm going to let it roll real quick because I think...
Which side of his mouth is he talking out of? Oh, okay, go ahead.
You know those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, sure, he can control the demon. Then what God? Tells us to summoning the demon. You know those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, sure, he can control the demon. Then what God?
So Elon Musk, who's the expert on AI, I think, is warning us of the dangers of it, for sure.
Yeah, well, he says stuff and then he goes and he does exactly what he warns us of. So he's doing it's summoning the demon. It is literally being run by evil. I think the thing becomes evil. I don't know. How do you not become evil if you don't have God or like a way to check your own actions? There has to be a red line morally and that you're just not going to cross. So does AI have a red line for its ethics? No. Who's inputting that into that algorithm? Who's the moral, ethical coder of AI? I think the whole point is that it's not like that. So what are we doing? Why would he go along with it? And then I don't know. I'm not very happy about the whole AI, and I'm not very happy about what's going on with Elon.
Well, I happen to be a fan of AI myself. And I would like to make an announcement that Diane Stewart, sent a $10 super chat and said, "Great job, guys."
Thank you.
So this is where I think I would like to just kind of throw it out there to the chat. And then we have an awesome conversation going on about Kofefi in the chat right now. But you can message the Gunner's wife, I think. Oh, wait, you said you're blocked off Twitter. Anyway, just let us know in live time if there's anything that you like about the stream format or what we're doing, or if there's anything that we need to fix. Just give us a shout out, and then we'll fix the technical part of that. Yes, we are live, Pixie Dusted. Let your friends know.
His mom is the cabal. Yeah, her her very creepy. Yeah, dude. I think that he'll say whatever he says, because there's one thing that's for sure. He constantly reminds us that he's not worried about the short term. It's what gets you to that long term. And that's kind of how the think tanks operate too. The global think tanks, they're not worried about the short term. They have a goal that they set out like 100 years, and that's what they work toward. And they go through all the little mistakes because they want to learn how to fine tune them over time. Imagine AI working with you on these kinds of goals. He's not worried about the short term. He wants to it's like jamming something through. Now, if he's an off-worlder, I think it was Nicole said, maybe he's an off-worlder. I've been pondering that lately. Is that the case? Because we know that we're not alone. We see the lizards. They're here. Who else is here?
So Joker Blaze is wanting to know if you'll do a video on the Bush funeral envelopes, or were you told not to?
I was not. I told myself to take a break from that because the fake Bush note that was going around, totally fake. I mean, I don't know if people were joking, but it's obviously totally fake. I mean, not only were the accounts that were pushing it totally fake, these are like the ground zero for fake dates and clowns. So I think there wasn't, speaking of AI, I think there was some AI boosted NSA type crap going around to bury what was really in those notes. And guess who knows what was really in the note? Hello, I'm the Gunner's wife. So I took a break from doing that because the fake notes were like an insult to everyone's intelligence, and I just cannot believe the way that that took off. And it was probably designed to do that, to stop what was really in the notes. But I mean, I can't compete with that because I'm totally suppressed, and nobody's like, I mean, I've had experiences where people aren't even loyal to my SOTU work. So how am I going to come out with some bombshell reveal of what's really in the notes and just get drowned out by a fake note that people seem to fall for? Like, I'm concerned about the level of discernment in a lot of people. And so this AI thing, it's already a disaster. Are we really bringing on more? It's such a mess.
Well,
yes, I'm gonna do the letters because it's time.
So some of the people are asking for a hint. Katie Daly smartly says, and we all need to laugh a lot more, and the Gunner's wife is hilarious. Some live fan feedback said, get rid of the creepy guy. It's a bit much.
Luckily, ID10T doesn't have any feelings.
No feelings.
When you have I mean, it sounds stupid, but when you have sources and methods and all that, like if I didn't have ID10T, let's appreciate the bot for a minute, because if I didn't have ID10T, I would not be going live. So he is the producer of the show. Will we have some other guests? Yes, we will. And or hosts of the show, I should say, because he is the host of the show. So I love you, ID10T, even though you don't know what that means, but you're good, man.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks, Gunner's wife. That validation's nice. Okay, so let's take a look
See?
at
He's a robot.
let's take a look at King of the Robots, Elon Musk talking. So I sort of talked about how in the metaverse the problem is the interface, right? Like it's clunky. They want to connect everybody into this metaverse. And then this is an interesting clip on Elon, King of the Robots, talking about how he thinks we're going to be able to start interfacing.
Essential standpoint, that's like the purpose of Neuralink, is to create a high bandwidth interface to the brain such that we can be symbiotic with AI. Because we have a bandwidth problem. You just can't communicate through your fingers, it's too slow. Essential standpoint, that's like the purpose of Neuralink, is to create a high bandwidth interface to the brain such that we can be symbiotic with AI.
So what Elon's basically saying here is that to connect to the metaverse or to connect to these devices, these artificial intelligence enabled devices, it's too slow to do it with your hands. So he's going to try to do a neural link device to put into your brain so that you can communicate or jack into the metaverse or the matrix.
Okay, so there's a problem. I mean, is anyone happy with the state of their... Let's talk about outside of ourselves. Is anyone happy with the state of the news that you're being told? Is anyone happy with whether it's Fox or whether it's CNN? Is anyone happy with their control of information coming out? Is anyone happy with social media like Facebook and Twitter? Do you really think that you're being given freedom and autonomy and choice, and that you're not being suppressed or censored or kicked off, shadow banned? So why would we now give these same people, him and his buddy Jack Dorsey, why would we give these people access to our computing system? So not only outside of me are you garbage that I can't control, now I'm going to give you access inside my head. So crazy. Where's God? How will I hear God if Elon's chip is in my head? I think the whole point is that you won't. Because he said himself, it's unleashing the devil.
That's a good point, Gunner's wife. Take a look at some of these comments while I queue up our next clip.
Hello from Eugene. Hello, Erica Nelson. Still blocked from Twitter. I wonder if Nancy Segura, you're still blocked from Twitter. Did they ever give you the choice to delete your content, and then they'll start the countdown of when they'll let you back on? So you have to not only be degraded completely, you have to grovel, beg, and like take back something against your own, like what you find to be true. It's like, how degrading.
Mary Beth says they may not have my brain.
Wait till it's like, what are you going to drink a cup of water and his little neural network dealies are in there? He even knows, this guy's creepy. He's talking about, it's a different nerd term for the connectors that go into a newborn. He's not talking about that right now. He's talking about a different neuro link. No, it's like, wait, so you're even contemplating putting it on the newborns too? Like, dude, what are we doing? Who's in charge of this guy? His baby mama? Have you seen her? If she's in charge of him, if she's the neck turning the head on that guy, wait till you see her. Show him what he did to her.
Coming right up.
Stay out of my head, man. Watch her. This is normal. Like, doesn't everybody do that? Like, I do that all the time when I'm drinking my Kofefi. Like, so weird.
I do that all the time.
I don't think she's acting. I think she's really, like, twitching out. I think he gave her the chip or something.
So the scary thing about the chip, potentially, right, is so he's calling it a neural link, right? And then I think his framing is that we're going to communicate with devices, but it's probably a two-way link. So all of a sudden you're going to have all this information coming into your brain from where, from whom. And it's not a stretch to say that, you know, someone could control your brain. I don't think, anyway.
Well, it's frightening because at that point, isn't that called madness? I mean, how do you... Let's ask Beatrice, how do you filtrate all the information, you know? I mean, you need more AI to control the AI. Where do you... At some point, where are you as an individual? Because that's what makes us all so beautiful when we work together, is that it's our individuality and our individual thoughts and information that we bring and have logical discussions based in evidence and proof. There's always going to be the one crazy in a group that's like, oh, unicorns, and oh, everybody's a puppet and a clone. And it's like, okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, KP Dad says no bi-directional comms here. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so I did put a quick clip of proof, because you guys know I love proof. I put a clip of Elon. He's already got the AI. Like I told you, he's either super autistic, or he's got the AI. Either way, he's got it. I'll call it a gift, okay? He's got a gift where the guy can think and talk under his breath in super speed, because the brain is going fast. Or it's the Neuralink or the robot or whatever you call it. He's got that thing where you'll see Elon Musk, because I'm always trying to spy on people by reading their lips and stuff. So he does this like weird, you would think it's like a behavioral, like kind of speech impediment dealy or nervous tick, but he does this thing where he'll talk all the time and they'll go, and then he's actually saying something in like AI speed, because I slowed it down, and now what he's saying, like I caught just the one little example that we have, and he goes, he's talking, and then he'll turn his head and he goes, and in this particular instance, he says something artificial intelligence.
Well, why don't we roll that clip with some audio?
Okay.
It's not good. We'll see this also with... It's not good. We'll see this also with...
Something artificial intelligence. Then he keeps talking. Now, this clip maybe is a little bit of a... I'm not very happy with the outcome of that, but it's kind of like my Zuckerberg fail last week. I'm going to get this right. So because of this new format, I'm not nailing these exact lineups because we're trying to play it live. But when you'll see, watch Elon, just in general, watch Elon Musk, how he talks. First of all, he says all of his ends with the top of his teeth. He says, my AI. But then he He speaks under his breath, and when he speaks under his breath, if you slow it way down, he's actually saying stuff, and that's like AI. Corn Pop was a bad dude. Okay. Yes. You guys crack me up.
Kevin Ragsdale says, yes, we have to have our frequencies raised above 400, 435. It's just about right. And lowered under 200 by the oppression and depression. The deep state has fed us for years. Which frequencies is Kevin talking about? I'm not sure.
Raising the vibes.
Oh, okay. So John Moore says Elon will have his emotion chip installed next week. I'm still waiting on mine.
Dude. Anyway, we're not even scratching the surface of AI Elon.
So let's take.
And I don't know why Trump said he's a good guy. I mean, that's always throws me off. Trump said Trudeau, and someone else was a good man. So I don't know if that's code for he's not, or.
Well, let's take this. Let's take this metaverse AI neural link thought a little bit further, and then we're gonna listen to Klaus, this creepy guy, Klaus Schwab, talk about something he's calling the fourth industrial revolution, which is what he's basically saying is that the new world, the new revolution, will basically involve everybody controlled and linked in, and people will be like changed by these powerful entities. So I'm gonna let this roll really quick.
Completely. It will not only change how we communicate, how we produce, how we consume, it will change actually us, our own identity. What we will see is that everything will be integrated into an ecosystem driven by big data and driven particularly by close cooperation also of governments with business, civil society. And this revolution will come at a breathtaking speed. Revolution will impact our lives completely. It will not only change how we communicate, how we produce, how we consume.
So I think ultimately this is what like the end goal of all of this is, right? And so Gunner's wife, have provided evidence and clips of the people in power discussing this.
He's not the boss of me. Like, Bill Gates isn't the boss of me. Bill Gates was on Epstein Island. That went away. They're the bosses of information. How scary is this? Like, he's coming out designating himself the boss of what we're going to integrate and what we're not and what it's going to be. And, bro.
Mary is asking you if you have any thoughts on 107.
Why? I went over that last week.
Oh, I didn't know what that meant. I thought that was
no. My only thought is bullshit.
Okay, understand. TD says, enjoying the stream, the Gunner's wife. I appreciate your insights, proofs, and opinions.
I appreciate yours too.
So why don't we? Oh my! They said 750 viewers and no mods.
No mods? What's that mean?
I think it's a moderator to moderate what's going on.
Yeah, we definitely need a moderator.
Yeah.
Some like clown world in there. Hey guys, you can start battling this clown BS that's streaming. We're gonna clean it up after, but this is like, or get a good laugh out of it. That's what I try to do. You can only laugh until you're crying.
Leslie Renee wants to be a moderator. Maybe what we'll have to do is we will have to have mods, but we'll need some kind of like resume or interview.
Yeah, I mean, at this point it would probably be Lynn or Diane Kerr, like somebody who's just tested and true. But I need to start. Anyway, I'll talk to you about it after ID10T. Where are we at in our little schedule? We're gonna get through.
Well, we have basically gotten through the 4 topics that you wanted to discuss today, and now pretty much at the end with some time for you to have some live chat with your viewers.
I want to do the live chat, and I also have a special lip read that I think is pretty good because we've hit on the topic of Beatrice, the Queen, censors, Epstein, Ghislaine. Like we've touched on all this stuff. Starts to circle back to itself. Have you guys remember that clip of Andrew coming out of Epstein's condo in New York City? On the Upper East Side was Epstein's condo, and somebody got some secret. They were hiding in the bushes or something, got a clip of not only this, but they got a shot of Andrew and Epstein walking in Central Park. Now, if you don't think that all this stuff is a trap, how would somebody have known he was coming to snap a shot, to accidentally release, to everybody to know that he was there? Like, come on. Somebody is definitely dripping, the goods. So we all saw the interview where Andrew leaves, or he does the interview where he's trying to basically put a Band-Aid on things, where he's like, oh no, I didn't know about Epstein, and I didn't know he was doing that, and I didn't, even though the condo was like a train station and people were coming in and out and there were rooms for everything, like, oh, I didn't know. And we saw his creepy mom like pop into a monster over a kid. Watch what he says to the girl when she's leaving Epstein's condo, because he said he never scheduled any appointments, or he never scheduled for massages or whatever. But watch what he says to the girl.
All right, we're going to run it with audio.
One thinks, oops, perhaps I shouldn't have done that.
Let's just schedule your next appointment. It'll be, I'll see you tonight at your home.
One thinks, oops, perhaps I shouldn't have done that.
Let's just schedule your next appointment. It'll be, I'll see you tonight at your home.
How about that?
So anyway, does anyone know anything about the Epstein thing? I don't think it's going to go away, but I think it's being suppressed, kind of like so-and-so's laptop. It's just, where's the info? And then, I had seen a photo of Ghislaine and her dad. Her dad was like a mega media mogul, and he had moved to New York to set up a media company there, competing media. And there's a picture of him and her shaking the Queen's hand. So I thought that was very interesting that he comes out to New York and then he ends up mysteriously dying on a boat, on a yacht. And then Ghislaine goes and starts, connecting with all these elites more. So it's all a very interesting story. Where's all the info on all this stuff? I want more info.
Well, your viewers probably have some. So why don't we just turn it over to the chat? If you have any questions specifically for the Gunner's wife, if you super chat them or send them with a tip, we guarantee that she will respond to them. Other than that, we're going to take about 10 minutes of questions, and then we're probably going to think about it in the stream.
So James Rohrback says Epstein didn't kill himself, perhaps alive. Perhaps he is, or perhaps, because I don't know if you saw in the Epstein trap video that I did, he says, I got stuck in a time warp at 27. Because I've seen people talk about the age 27, like Jimi Hendrix died when he was 27, someone else, I don't know if it was, I think it was Janis Joplin. Some other famous people have died at the age of 27. It's really weird. It's like a thing. And Epstein, there's a soundbite where he says, I got stuck in a time warp at 27. And that's kind of wild because we know with Trump saying time machines, and then it's like, it raises a lot of very interesting questions. Is he dead? Because I know the one thing I do remember about Linwood is when he came out and it was all controversial about how he said Epstein isn't, and then it ticked a lot of people off that he was saying that, and then a lot of people like jumped on it and they're like, yeah. So I don't know. You could be right. Why were the cameras out during that moment? It's kind of fishy. Did they whisk him away? Did they? Because we don't know, right? Because the camera wasn't there. Why wasn't the camera there? Very interesting questions. Oh, was Janis Joplin 27? She looked so much older. Tesla material. Let's see. A lot of people say he's Mossad. A lot of people say that AJ is also that, but these are, where's the proof? Let's prove stuff. Let's not just, I don't know. Like, people can say it. You can say it all you want. Do I believe it? Probably not. I'm a hard sell on the truth, on the proof. Who is the boy? Well, the boy was the child that they took up into the Air Force. I guess it's a Pegasus plane, which I don't know, they took it. So where is that person now? She said he was in bad shape. We're talking about the Diana funeral, guys. I gotta read the intro chat and then do the response because I keep not reading the intro chat and then there's no context. So sorry guys, I know I have some weaknesses. I'm gonna try to get those fixed. 27 Club, Heath Ledger. Do you guys remember a show way back, and it was like in the 80s, and it was about time travelers, and the guy was accidentally shot on set. He was the star of the show. And then we see that thing with Alec Baldwin now. Oh, accidentally on set. It's like, it's not the first time this kind of stuff is happening in Hollywood. Bush funeral envelope slip read. Oh, well, I hate to be this way. I mean, now you guys want to know? Or are you good with the fake note? I just want to know. Because some people that were spreading that were like ruining it for the rest of us. All of us want to know, but there's some people that are trying to ruin it with their rumory crap. So let's just cut the rumors and then maybe we can get to the truth, because it seems like the rumors and the thieves and the clowns are always in the way. They're trying to ruin stuff for everybody. So if we want to get to the truth, let's all make sure that we're using discernment and get to the truth, because that fake note was just a real buzzkill. We can't really talk about the V word.
Hey, Jenny Jan1 subscribed to the channel. Thanks for the subscription.
Hey,
welcome.
Jenny. Welcome. Deleted my account. Okay, well, the Bush funeral, I actually was getting a clip together last night. I didn't get it in time because I did a couple of the other ones. So we're trying to prep the show for like a week and then get you a nice, good show that kind of runs on like a timeline to hit all the subjects that we want to cover. And last night I was revisiting the Bush funeral. It's definitely time to start revisiting it. I don't have the clip today, but next week, just like the Zuckerberg clip was this week, next week I'm going to have for you a clip on the Bush funeral, actually pertaining to one of the notes. And so you're going to want to subscribe, you're going to want to stay tuned, and we'll start kind of chipping away back at the Bush funeral. If I can get longer clips put together, like sort of mini proofs within this forum, we can sort of talk about it and pause it and do Mary again. Thank you, Mary.
She wants any info on Isaac Cappy. That's her super chat.
I'm sorry, I don't know anything about that. Was he the guy kind of like exposing Hollywood or something? Like he came from the inside and he was trying to tell, like, who's the other guy right now? And they all said he was crazy 10 years ago. And now I
think you're right. I think Isaac Cappy was that guy.
Yeah, and like whoever tries to come out now is like all excuse me, blacklisted. And they call him crazy, and then they run him out of their career, and they destroy their name, and then it ends up, oh shoot, they were right. But I'm sorry, I don't know anything about that person except that I think maybe he was like murdered for talking or something, but I'm so sorry. I'm sure that a lot of people though have the info on that. I'm sorry that I don't. Hello, green screen.
I'll
Holy
fix it.
Green screen.
Yeah, something happened.
Okay, some of these I'm not going to read because it's coming out of the clown rumors. So we're not going to give airtime to that, just like I won't say the real word of snaking. Like, I'm not going to give airtime to garbage that is ruining truth for all of us. I mean, some of this stuff is so obviously disinfo that's just trying to run a narrative that overpowers all truth. And I'm not, like, I fought this hard. I'm not going to give life to garbage rumors. That's just me. Have at it elsewhere. I'm not going to get into it here. Where's Oprah on Ellen DeGenerate? Yes, Bama Boy 74. That's how I say the name. That's hilarious. You guys are so funny. The rats killed him for being brave and spreading the truth. What do you guys think about Macaulay? What's his name? Culkin or something? Is he? Or there's another guy. I don't know. There's a lot of people trying to say stuff, but then they just get called like drug addicts. So I don't know. They get bashed pretty good.
Hi, Gunner's wife. Is this going to be the weekly time? I missed the first part. Love you here, says Sarah Jane.
Oh, that's a great question, Sarah Jane. Hello, by the way. Aloha. Thank you for being here. I can always count on you. So our new time, I wasn't ready to announce it yet. Just because we were so glitchy and believe it or not, we spent yesterday and today trying to work on getting things right. And then you saw us live. We were like, duh, like deers in the headlight. But I think you guys are very forgiving. So it's okay to be a little glitchy still until we do get it right. This plane is just taking off. What ideally our time slot, what is it, ID10T? We had said for the States, for East Coast, was going to be, was it Friday or Saturday night?
I think what we were trying to hit was 7 p.m. Pacific on Saturday night. But we can certainly adjust it. If we get some suggestions from you all, we can work.
I think we just tell them. So I think we have to do it. Basically, we didn't decide yet, but
yeah,
it's in the ballpark. I'll make an announcement and I'll schedule for this next week's. I'll set a hard time, and then once we decide on that time, whether it adjusts one night before or one night after, because we're trying to hit Friday or Saturday night, because that's prime time. And if you're gonna think big, you might as well think big anyway. We are going to hit Friday or Saturday night at 7 Eastern, either 6 Eastern or 7 Eastern, which would be 9 or 10 Pacific. I think that's kind of in the ballpark of what we're talking about. So catch us on the weekends, guys. Yeah. This next week, we'll have a hard decision for that. And then we will be like old reliable, good or bad, rain or shine. We're going to be there. At least you guys can help us, so that's awesome.
So part of the problem, folks, is a good problem to have, is Gunner's Wife has a totally global audience, people from the UK, the United States to Australia, and it wraps almost around the whole world. So it's kind of hard to find that sweet spot for going live. But she's more than happy to stay live as long as you guys are here. And it looks like we have 739 viewers here watching you right now, Gunner's Wife. So
Every time you're talking, ID Tinty is hilarious. Like, I'll glance over at chat. Like, who was it? It was Tim Horton.
mm-hmm.
Like, they're just talking, and Tim Horton's like, I'm still confused about my gynecologist. Like, it's just hilarious. It's like, I'll look over and I'm trying to be all serious for ID Tinty, and then you guys see me crying up like a crazy. That's why, because you guys are hilarious. I can't stand it.
Oh, I think, Gunner's Wife, you should be yourself. That's the best thing about you, is who you are.
So funny. An announcement in YouTube.
So Rhonda Griffin with a super chat says, could you post an announcement in YouTube, say that you have a show at day and time, like the day before you think you will come on?
Yes, Rhonda. That is a great idea, and that will be the new plan going forward. Rhonda's plan is we're going to announce it on YouTube. That sounds good, because I don't know where else I can get a voice. Like, I tried to get on Frank's speech, but they wanted me to have a regular show, which I guess now we have, sort of. So I should try to revisit that. I don't know. Do you guys watch Frank's speech? Let me know in the chat if you watch Frank's speech, what you think about it. And then I tried to do Truth. Unfortunately, right now you have to have an American phone number to have the confirmation text to prove that you're not like a robot or something. But they've restricted it only to America, which makes it a little hard when you're military. So can't really get on it. I want to be on it. So I'm kind of stuck on Elon's Twitter, but the minute that he bought it, somehow I've never been banned off Twitter. Somehow I'm suddenly banned. What do you make of that? I thought it was all big free, huh? So what's up with that, Elona? I want back on. Like, I don't want to have to delete my opinions to the AI overlords.
Jen Blossom sent a $9.99 super chat. Loving this. Thank you, says Jen.
Yay! Haiti trafficking. Maxwell's father was murdered. I can't disagree with any of this stuff so far that I'm seeing. Lone LOL. Frank's. Oh wait, Sarah Jane. I trust her. It went too fast. Sarah Jane, you like Frank or you don't? I haven't been going on there.
I'll go back and I'll see if I can find that comment.
I do like my pillow though. Oh my gosh, pillows are so comfy.
The last
I can't
comment.
sleep without it.
I'm sorry, Gunner. So the last comment from Sarah Jane was just her husband is asking who that guy is with you. Sarah, you can tell your husband that I am
ID Tinty.
I am ID Tinty, and I produce the show and do the technical stuff for the Gunner's Wife.
Yay, ID Tinty. Give a little love to this robot. Am I a gatekeeper? I think I'm a gate. Burn it down gate. Like, I bust things open. I'm not trying to hold a bunch of secrets. Like, I want to know the truth. I think secrets got us here. Like, I'm trying to expose people. I might not, like, until I'm totally decided, try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but kind of hard. I mean, when someone has a lizard slit eyes or busts into a frog, or the Grinch, like someone said, if somebody busts into the Grinch, they're bad. You can't really deny that. Does anyone defend HRC still? Besides Huma?
Okay, so Sarah Jane is talking about, and some of the other people have mentioned it, it's a show on Frank's Breach. It's called Quite Frankly. They said you should go on it.
On a show?
I think it's a show called Quite Frankly?
Nobody invites me. Nobody talks about me. Nobody. Have you guys noticed that the silence is super deafening? Like, seriously, I busted onto the scene with the writing in the air, and like that's like that's like the forbidden zone of info. Like, no one wants to. I think we're on our own, guys. We're doing our own show here. It's me and you, all the people that are with on board with exposing them all, whether they're rhinos or Democrats or globalists or royals or stars. It's us. It's me. It's you. And the rest of the stars don't want us making their stuff look crazy or whatever. And honestly, in our little niche, we're constantly being attacked by clowns, and I don't want to be affiliated with them. That's why I believe in truth and logic. So as long as we're holding that sword of truth, our feet will be firmly planted on the ground, and that's where we're going to stay. And I don't care. Like, they don't need to invite me. They can invite me. It's just there's still some reason nobody talks about any of this stuff but us. So we're going to keep at it.
Well, you're getting some encouragement. Robert Ingalls says follow your intuition. Brent Haley says stay where you are. Many other people are saying stay on YouTube. So I think
I am trying to. We got to reach a lot of normal people that are starting to go, wait a minute, this isn't what I thought I was getting. I paid for. We need to wake up, people, huh?
Definitely don't want to miss your video on the letter. Yeah, so hey, K Kirby74 asking about that video. Just be patient. Understand that TGW's process is very detail oriented, so you're going to get good quality, but be patient.
In the meantime, everyone, you can go back to if you want to get yourself back into the zone, go back, watch the funerals that I have so far. And then, because I think I have 4 funeral videos. And the thing is, this is how they broke up that funeral for days. It went on for days. So first they did the lies in state, where they had the coffin and they had it in the middle of the rotunda, that big building at the Capitol that is like a big dome on top, a big circle. And basically, you can watch it now. Is you go back to that Lies in State footage, because they did Lies in State, then they did like a wreath ceremony, then they actually a day later or 2 they had the actual funeral. Then after the funeral, they even did a thing in Texas for the guy. So this thing goes on and on. So far I have covered the Lies in State pretty thoroughly, so you can go back. But the Lies and I covered I left off at some of the wreath ceremony. I just scratched the surface on it. If you go back to the Lies in State, though, watch these psychopaths, these people that come and walk around the circle. I swear it's a ritual. And I wouldn't have believed it before, even at the time. We're talking a couple of years ago. When I first was watching that footage, I was like, these people look like zombies or something weird. What are these weirdos? And then I'm watching them, and then I start seeing their mouths, and then I start watching their mouths. They're in a freaking ritual. This is like, so these Lies in State, because who goes and walks around a coffin, circling it, staring at it? It's just a very strange behavior. It's like they look like a dumpster of raccoons just staring at something. So I just thought it was really, really weird. But once I started reading them, it's a ritual. And we know that Bush Sr. was a snakinist. And then we also know that they're like doing the lizard type deal. So you can go back and watch that. But where I left off is the wreath ceremony. Excuse me. And then we're we'll pick it back up because it like I keep saying, you know, I think of the Trump soundbite. It's time. We're gonna do it.
Yeah,
Speaking of Trump and time,
I'd like
Trump's a
to.
time traveler.
Yeah, he is. I'd like to address a question, or a comment really from Leah Lehman, I think. Gunner's Wife's not trying to turn you against Elon Musk. Gunner's Wife is simply pointing out things that he has said and showing them to you. You can make up your own mind on that.
Yeah, we haven't arrived to a conclusion on Elon Musk yet, but all I'm saying is that common sense, logical thinking has led me, based on the evidence that I've seen, is that the verdict isn't out yet, but I'm watching this guy because he seems to talk out of both sides of his mouth. And whenever you hear somebody who's in line with the ideas of Klaus Schwab or whatever his name is, and they're saying AI integration and they're saying universal income, because Elon Musk has said he believes there's going to have to be a universal income. And so does Klaus Schwab. Sorry, I don't know why I have such a hard time with that guy's name. But when you have people that are in sync talking with the same points and we're driving toward off the same cliff, I'm not just going along with it because he's popular. This is crap. Like, that guy could be buying billions of bots. Talk about AI. He could type whatever, like, good morning, I'm going to the bathroom. And he'll get like 760,000 likes. I don't really like that comment. Like, I wouldn't go click that. But so who all is liking this? Is it all the fanboys? Is it all the people that are bedazzled by his stardom? Is it his AI false reality of stardom? Because he can't be that popular. I mean, maybe he is, maybe he's not. But you got to question this, like, I don't know. I say question everything. I'm going by the evidence. I don't like that he's repeating a lot of the same talking points as Klaus Schwab. That raises a red flag for me personally. And I don't want somebody controlling my thoughts who says it's tapping into the devil, because we see the devil. So I'm not turning you against anyone. I'm turning you against rumor, I hope. I'm turning you against being starstruck. I think that we've seen how Hollywood is just constantly pumping out a garbage product with garbage actors. And at this point, like, just because they're on screen doesn't mean that they know something, like that they're some authority. Like, Bill Gates keeps coming on the TV. He's not an authority. I don't trust that guy at all.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, Gunner's Wife. I think that a lot of people may be an authority on some things. Like, I'm certain Bill Gates is an authority on how to write computer software in the 80s, but he's no more authority on morals than anybody else. Your chat has more morals than these people do.
Yeah, well, when you're an avowed AI worshiper or snakenist, I mean, the snakenists aren't going to come out and tell you that that's what they're doing, because the whole point is to keep it secret, because what they're doing we would never be okay with. It's against humanity. So.
And then you also have people like Klaus Schwab who are so powerful, they believe it is their moral or their ethic to decide how everybody else is going to live or should live. And, you know, it turning everybody away from God and Jesus and establishing himself as like an idol or a principality.
I do find it alarming this is just my own personal opinion, is that everything right now, remember how everything was Fauci, like, in our faces from all sides? I feel like everything right now is Elon Musk, and I'm just like, whoa, like, make it stop. Can we get talk about diversity? Where is the diversity? I want someone else's opinion. I want it's like, I come from behind the scenes, right? In film, like, I used to write the story, or I used to design a character, or I used to storyboard, or I used to break it down, and, you know, concept development. Where are the people? Seriously, can we stop with the front man on everything? Who are the people behind him? Like, I saw a guy on this chat that's going, take it from a technical expert or computer programming AI is not good. Like, or I don't know what he said. I don't know. He said something like that. And it's like, those are the people that I want to hear from. I want to hear the people that are down in the nuts and bolts of things. I don't need like the showman all the time. Can we hear some diverse, conflicting, evidence that we can weigh against someone else? And that's what I want. I don't want all Elon 24/7 all the time. It just raises a red flag to me.
I'm going to do a couple shout outs. Susan Malamasi and Lone Wolf have subscribed to your channel. Welcome to the team.
Welcome.
Oh, and
so happy.
There's something else that just happened. Lone Wolf subscribed again. We got a double subscribe.
Welcome, Lone Wolf. Thank you for joining.
So
Lord is king. Yay.
Definitely have some various opinions on Elon Musk. I think the jury is still out there. Mary says, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I think that we're gonna try to keep the stream at like an hour. I think last time we went an hour and a half. I don't know where we're at now, and these are kinds of things that we're gonna decide. But we're gonna do the chat for a little bit longer, and then I think, where are we at, ID10T, on time?
We're at an hour and 45 minutes, Gunner's Wife, with 778 viewers and climbing.
Okay, yeah, because I mean, can you imagine? Because last time we had a frame that we had cut out, and it took days for YouTube to process it. So the bigger the feed gets, the longer because a lot of people were complaining that the wheel was spinning and spinning and spinning. It's probably because we tried to do an edit on our end, just a quick, like, one frame, and it's like YouTube couldn't process a gigantic feed. So I think what we decided is we need to try to keep it at an hour. And then if it runs long, at least that's okay. But then keeping an hour kind of keeps it controllable, because we want to be able to do it every week without elongated glitches and stuff like that.
Well, Ruby Ray says you are refreshing, and this show is a hit. Susan loves your lip readings. I think everybody is really enjoying just hanging out with you, Gunner's Wife, and chatting.
T minus Snaken equals NASA.
Yeah. Intuitively, Michelle says congrats on your new format.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you very much for being here and helping it to be successful. That's what we want. We want an integration of unique individuals and their own thoughts, so that we can come up with, because everybody's got something to share, and I learned so much from the comments. So we love the input, right? We love to be able to challenge ourselves and have, evidence, and then maybe some thoughts, even though you can't necessarily pin it down with evidence, it does inspire thought. And so we want that whole, just being able to communicate and advance in our understanding of what's going on, because there's so much in the dark and there's so many lies that we have to have each other's points of information to get the full picture.
Well, you're getting some positive comments about your format, laid back music, calming, your voice is calming. What I would ask the viewers that are here, who just has Gunner's Wife open in the background, or who has Gunner's Wife open on their television, on their smart TV? Let us know how you're watching her.
And I went over how I learned to lip read, or how I do the lip read, in the last episode. So that's part of the my film training. Is I actually am a filmmaker. So, but with character animation, you wear all hats, and so you are the story. So I did in-depth, not only education, but real world practice in both television and feature film, because it is two different animals for animation. But I did story, concept development, character design, storyboarding, editing, sound, light, all this stuff is part of a character animator, not just an animator, character animators wheelhouse. So you're basically wearing all the hats of filmmakers, and that's why it's such a specialized niche of filmmaking. So you learn body language, you learn lip reading, you learn because you're basically breathing life into something. So you got to know like how to behave. Like if someone's nervous, they're like, biting their nails, and that's like a behavioral thing that will really convey being nervous. So there's a lot of nuance to creating something on the screen. The last thing that even though I am the actor behind the scenes for whatever shell, normally a character animator is not out in front going, hey, hi, I made that. So we've lost all of our voices, and so we all got to step up, and so I'm stepping out, and I'm dealing with thieves and attacks and disinfo. So I figure, you know what, the best way to do this is just come out, let people see me, let's interact. I'll tell them what's going on, because I can keep it all to myself behind the scenes and keep putting out proofs, but they're being ripped off or suppressed. My voice at some point just gets drowned out. So here I am. Hello, I'm the gunner's wife. We're here to talk. You guys teach me so much. Let's learn together.
A lot of people are watching on their iPhones, their TVs, looking at the comments, commenting with their iPads. Everybody's sending you prayers. Now, a comment streamed by, that I thought would be worth asking you, Gunner's wife, which is Melania Trump a human?
Well, she's so beautiful and underappreciated. Did she get a raw deal as First Lady? I mean, she should have been really just celebrated and held up more. Like, what a lovely, lovely person. I think she's super special, and I didn't get too much into it. For a minute, there was one I never went back to and confirmed, but someone said something about Venus in one of my research footages. I was like, and this was back a few years ago where I hadn't even considered the lizard people or anything like that. So, or the lizard energy, I should say. And then I did a little research. I was like, Venus, are there people, like, you think of Mars and you're like, okay, so they're going to explore Mars now. Or did anyone do the Venus? And then all I read was that it's like too hostile of an environment. And I was like, and then you start to get into super clown world. So you're like, okay, I'm going to back right out of this whole Venus thing because this is too crazy. And I never really did more on that or looked more into it or anything like that. But I will say this is the cautionary tale of clowns and fake, disinfo, and this thing taken off where like the NSA will boost their little attack jobs on disinfo. It's just, we always got to try to stay grounded so that we're not joining their setups. Like, we're not walking straight into their trap, so that when they finally pull the rope and our leg is caught in it, they're not like, see, she was part of that. Like, how crazy is that? Like, I always want to stay, I'm like a little spy in the shadows. Like, I want to make sure before I come out. Like, I want to make sure it's clear. I want to make sure it's good. And so I'm very cautious before I like hop onto stuff.
Well, 2 bits of housekeeping, Gunner's wife. The first thing is Tom Monteballo's asking, are you active on Messenger on Facebook? Gunner's wife does have a Facebook official page and a mod for it, but hasn't really been active on it. Billy Patterson sent a $10 super chat saying, love this. I wondered what happened to the Gunner's wife. The most impressive one was the one on the State of the Union of Trump.
Thank you. I have a final coming out on that I left off at. So we'll get back to that, and then we'll pick up on the Joe Biden's State of the Union. So part of this whole new format is to work through being able to get these clips out at a higher rate, being able to have the discussions, and then excuse me, I'm so sorry, it's just all this talking is starting to kind of affect me. Being able to get things out so that we can progress in waking everybody up to what's really going on and see all these bad actors. So the final So Too on Trump will come, and then I have a few excuse me, a few more things on the Bush funeral, and then we're going to do Joe Biden's So Too also. So all that stuff is coming down the pipeline. So subscribe now if you want to be a part of the discussion. Let's do this together. And then ID Tinty, I would say we should probably cut it because I don't want to keep having the voice thing.
Okay.
So if you want to take a couple more chats, I'll let you talk. And then I'm just going to sip on my time travel mug of water.
Okay, I'll just do some housekeeping here then. Let's see. A lot of people downloading movies and listening. It's good to have everybody here in the chat. Going down. Good night. Yeah. Okay. So, what was one? Somebody was saying they're a Libra. What's your sign? Too personal. Okay. We've got looks like a $5 tip or chat from Tom Lopez about to come in. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's going to hit in just a second. See, I'm going to go through for Gunner's wife since she's losing her voice, and I'm going to go through a few. There it is. Tom Lopez with the $5 super chat. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate your support. Bonzo says, suggest experimenting with streaming in parallel on Rumble. Redundancy is good to assure both a larger audience and continuity of the stream and getting the truth out. That is not a bad idea, but we've got to figure out how the Gunner's wife's going to do the licensing and all the stuff like that. Some people are asking.
It's not easy to stay up on YouTube. I mean, this has been quite an accomplishment and feat to be able to have cleared almost every single hurdle to stay up here. So I'm not going to give it up too easy. It is a large voice to keep. We're going to keep this, and we have a big audience.
Yeah, they're going to
when
write.
They are notified.
Yeah, TGW is definitely going to have to make sure that she doesn't do the kind of things that would get her nuked, and she can certainly feel. She's
good.
right on the edge, right? She's just right there. She's like your guide between like reality and the fake world, right? And she could take you right up to the edge. Some of you guys are really deep down there in the rabbit hole, and she's been there, right? She's been there, and she's coming back up for air. Thank you, TGW. Followed you for years, says Tim Horton. They keep saying gatekeeper. Don't know what that means.
Well, I plan out shows, so I'm sorry. I'm like a professional. Like I said, I'm a filmmaker. I know how to plan out my revealed information. You know, I meticulously planned every single one of my reveals and proofs so that it's a followable timeline of drip, 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 drip information. So I'm keeping the gate on how I went all the way back down to hell and back. And so what I'm going to do, though, is I'm here right now with you, calling me a gatekeeper, and I'm going to take you down that thorny, despicable, poison ivy path with monsters in the shadows. I'm going to take you and hold your hand, and I'm going to show you how I got there.
Thank you for that, Gunner's wife. Big shout out to Sabrina Rayenga. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, for the subscription to the channel. I'm going to try to continue to push the channel. The bigger it gets, it's going to be harder for YouTube to shadow ban it or other nefarious things that they do. Have you ever heard of a book written on time travel that addresses Baron Trump? I believe that Obama Boy 74 is referring to Baron Trump's underground journey. Is that what that book is? Have you heard of that, Gunner's wife?
Yes. And I also like, I want to just go back to the last thing that you said is that there are lots of different people that work at YouTube, and I think that their policies are one thing that are coming from the top down, but and we've caught how we've talked about Google and YouTube, and there's different kinds of employees in all different types of studios and, you know, big tech and Silicon Valley. So what I would, or Silicon Valley, what I would say is that being here on this platform, I feel that at times there's things that are unfair. At times there's things where they've been really fair. And I think that YouTube's legal department has done a pretty good job with all the problems that I was having. And it minimized me having to go out and get lawyers. So there is a brighter side that I just don't want to bite the hand of the platform that we're on right now, because I feel like there is positive along with negative, and that it's just something that's sort of behind the scenes, and I don't want to bore you guys with, but the fact that we're here and we're talking to you is a really good thing. And so I'll do whatever is needed as far as coded language that'll keep us going. So that's where I'm at with YouTube, and I think it's very well understood. They've made it very clear, and we're gonna just keep plugging away on that. Now, as far as where I interrupted you, and so what was the thing that you asked before I went on that?
I don't remember.
Me neither.
All right, folks, I hate to do it to you, but we are going to give the Gunner's Wife a break. She's been going for 2 hours strong. Thank you all so much for your tips, for your super chats, for your engaged conversation, for being here with the Gunner's Wife. She's worked very hard to get to where she's at, and she loves you guys very much, believe me. So, Tom, I see you sent a message to the Facebook Messenger. I will get with the moderator for that, and we'll get that information. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the outro, and we're going to give final thoughts and final words to the Gunner's Wife, and we are going to end the stream. Over to you, Gunner's Wife.
I'll just say next week I'll give you a bonus clip on the Bush funeral, and then start thinking about that. Start watching the footage. Start watching the Lies in State Rotunda ritual. It's really creepy. And then I just want to say, like, even though we have glitches and there's some things, thank you all so much for your support over the years. We've been going at it now for over 3 years, and I just think that that's amazing. Like, without you guys, we would not be here. So none of us are giving up. We're gonna keep going. So thank you for your support, and thank you, ID10T. I think you did a really good job this show. Thank you so much. It went long. I don't want to go this long.
Don't fire me.
You're not fired this week.
Okay. All right, I made it. Okay, everybody, we will see you next week, or maybe sooner. We don't know. We'll surprise you.
Love you guys. See you around. See you next week. Announcement coming, Rhonda.